how soon after surgery, and you can choose your surgery, ACL, take your pick, dealer's choice, would you start loading the site of injury / repair?
So we do it the next day.
Yeah.
We've had to have success in order for us to get there.
Yeah.
Because the first time we did this with like a rugby player, the surgeon was like 6 weeks without loading. And we were like, let's load tomorrow. And so we agreed that we would do it at like 7 to 9 days. And that player got back fully a month faster than that surgeon had ever seen a player get back from that injury. And so that surgeon is now much more willing to do it at 2 days after injury because of that. If you look at general populations, Michael Kerr, who I think is the world's best sports medicine doctor for musculoskeletal injuries.
How do you spell that last name?
It's Kjaer. He's in Copenhagen, so he's Danish.
Sorry, didn't realize that was going to be that hard.
Share. It's sheer, but he allows those of us who are language deficient to call him Kerr.
Got it.
But he did a beautiful study with one of his trainees, Monica. And what she did is she took a bunch of his patients that had injuries, and she either had them load 2 days after injury or 9 days after injury. And then she followed them for when they got back to sport. And what she found is the ones that they loaded at day 2 after the injury, they got back 25% faster than the ones that they loaded at 9 days.
That's incredible.
That's typical. So as you said before, what is our standard of care? Our standard of care is rice. Okay. And so I'm going to go a step further. If you go and you sprain your ankle and you go to the doctor, very good doctor, very well-meaning, they're going to give you a boot. And what is a boot? So I told you that a scar forms when we get stress shielding. What a boot is, it is a mechanical stress shielder. What it's designed to do is to take the stress off the tissue you've injured. If I've told you that the thing that's going to cause that tissue to get a scar is that you take off the tension, what I've just done is I've made the problem worse.
Yeah.
I always tell people that the first recorded immobilizer for an ankle or a leg is from Egyptian hieroglyphs where they showed pictures 4,500 years ago. If I took you and you said you had cancer, you would not want a treatment that was developed 4,500 years ago. You would hope that something new has been developed in the last 4,500 years. That is where we are for our orthopedic situations. I understand that you cannot put full load on a surgical repair immediately. But what you can do is you can take it out at the beginning of the day. You can remove it from the boot, and I can do some isometric loads with low jerk. So I'm going to develop force slowly. I am going to make sure that there's zero pain, and I am going to hold that, and then I'm going to let that off slowly. And I'm going to do that 4 times, 30 seconds. Now I've given load, and then I can put it back into that boot, stress shield it. I'm going to take the boot off at night, and I'm going to do it again. Just doing that, I'm getting those 2 loads. In this case, the Achilles tendon that we've ruptured. Now what I've done is I've accelerated my return to activity massively. Again, the key is we're not trying to be, I'm the strongest in the world. We're trying to say, I'm putting a little bit of load through that. Okay?
Yeah.
That is the key, is that you don't get all caught up in the machismo of it. And you just say, I just want to feel tension across the area. What we say is, if you can feel an ice pick, that means there's a very specific spot that hurts. Stop. If I feel like a warm burning area, like I'm muscle soreness after exercising, that's totally okay. That kind of soreness, not point specific pain, that's okay. What we're doing, add the load slowly, hold it, take the load off slowly. Now what we can do is we can get those individuals back much, much, much faster.